Welcome to the Mike Litton Experience Podcast. Mike has over 31 years experience in real estate, finance, and investing. He's passionate about being a father, a teacher, a realtor, an investor, and a leader. Everyone has a story, and our passion is to help them tell it. And now, introducing the host of the Mike Litton Experience, Mike Litton.
So what can you expect from the Mike Litton Experience? You can expect stories that will inspire, motivate, advice that will sharpen your focus, and expert information on real estate, finance, and market conditions. That's sales, dude. Being a dad isn't any different, okay? My kids, when I was growing up, my sister and I fought like cats and dogs. And I told my wife, I said, when the kids come, that's not going to happen. They're not going to fight. They're not going to fight. So I told them from the time they could understand the English language, I said, what's your job? Be nice. Your job is to be nice to your sibling. Okay? Every single time they got in an argument, all right, you two, in here now. They'd come in, sit with me, and I'd ask them the same question every single time, their entire childhood. What's your job? Be nice. Great. Is what you just did to your sister or to your brother an example of being nice? No. What should you do? Say sorry? What else? Don't do it again? Okay? Fast forward. So they're babies. Fast forward to Michael 17, Madison 16. We're in a 3,000 square foot house in Escondido, California. And I hear an argument upstairs. Like, all right, you two, down here now. They come down, they sit with me, ask them the same question. Same question been asked them their whole life. 2 days later, I'm driving with Madison, who's 16 at the time, and getting her permit. And she said, Dad? I said, yeah. She said, a couple of days ago, when you called us down, I said, yeah. She said, we'd already solved it. That's the moment I knew that I had raised them the way that I should when it came to conflict resolution.
Yeah.
Okay? Just ask them questions. It takes effort because we're all about talking to them as parents. We're all about lecturing them as parents.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah.
Sit with them and ask them questions. Stay curious, okay? Stay in curiosity, stay out of judgment. That's the key.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely convinced of it. Can you tell I don't care about this?
No, exactly. I was
Right.
just like, oh my gosh, this guy is
Yeah.
I need
Right.
to brighten up the
Crazy.
spirit a little
It's
bit.
crazy, right? So you're coaching dads,
Yeah.
fatherpreneurs, right? What's the key to the coaching? What's the key to you helping these people go to where they need to be?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing is the mastermind is great. So mastermind coaching, because we're all learning from each other, right? And it's, again, understanding what we're focusing on in a 7-week time frame.
Okay.
And I think it's huge to be able to break up your year into 7-week time frames. So we call it in season. We're in season for 7 weeks,
Okay.
and then we take a 3-week off season, right?
Okay.
And it's continue to repeat that process. Every single 7-week, we focus on, like this last one was mission.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's the mission in our marriage? What's the mission in our health and fitness or muscle? What's the mission for our money? What's the mission for the impact? And we're able to dive really deep, like just below the surface, and what is really important to us. We want to have a heroic mission in our life because without a doubt, that's what's going to keep us hungry, wanting more.
Now, do you get deep one-on-one or do you get deep as a mastermind?
Both.
Wow.
We have to. I mean, so I think that's the only way I really know how to. Again, going back when my father passed away, I was just like, this whole life thing is real. It's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I truly believe the greatest impact that we can leave is the memories that we leave with our kids, right? We have this
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing because it's real.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we all want, this attention.
Mm-hmm.
But like really like intention about, or attention that's intentional
Mm-hmm.
with how can we excel, how can we improve the quality of our relationship. So we have this, I call it the You Are the One challenge.
Okay.
And it's writing your fatherhood manifesto, right?
Okay.
I'm on a mission to 1 million. I want 1 million fathers to do this.
Okay.
And all you're doing is you're writing 100 things I want my kids to know.
Mm-hmm.
100 things I want my kids to know, right? And we break it down 10 at a time. But what we've really learned is that it allows you to dive so much deeper. At the beginning, it's like, what I want my kids to know: listen to your mother, take out the trash, all of this stuff at surface level stuff. And as we go along on this process, they understand so much about who they are and what their purpose is as a father. So they develop this philosophy for themselves. It's really nothing that I'm doing, the framework and encouraging and accountability and making sure that we're getting it done, because when it comes to coaching, we got to move forward.
Yeah.
Right? We have to. We're here for a reason. I'm not here to mess around, right? So to speak. But doing the Fatherhood Manifesto, it allows people just to really develop their own philosophy for life. And when you do that, you become this heroic leader. It's ultimately what we want, is to take complete ownership of your life and to become this leader, and you're leaving a path so your kids and your team can follow. So just different, we dive deep on different areas. We call it mission, muscle, money, and marriage. Those are the four, what I think are the four most meaningful areas in the father's life. And I have these 4 systems that support that.
Okay.
One of it being, hey, let's develop this manifesto, this philosophy. And doing it there, and you start developing a mindset. And it's fun because it's playful too. You want to write down silly things, either memories or just like jokes, whatever it is, right? So each father gets to like dive deeper, like what I really want my kids to know. I remember when my father passed away, that was the hardest thing. Was you're left with a sense of wonder. Like, where did he go? If you're religious, you think you know, like he's in heaven. But like, I wonder what he thought about, and in these moments in life, if you had this to refer back to, at least you know, like, man, this is a memory that we shared together, and allows you to dive deeper as a kid and as a child, and you get to develop your own philosophy as well. So I think it's really important, and that's why it's for the Heroic Father. It's our mission to get to 1 million fathers.
That's cool.
Yeah. I love it. I think like it's like something that I offer for free. That's why it's like anyone can do it. It's really important, and it's like the soul of my business.
So you have a podcast.
Yeah.
And it's called?
So it's called the Fatherpreneur Game.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So the Fatherpreneur Game. Okay. And how long have you, or so where can people find your podcast? Is it?
Yes, it's like on Apple,
okay,
iTunes, all the platforms.
Okay, so anywhere you get podcasts, you can.
I'll be there.
Okay. So how far into it are you? How many episodes do you have out?
Yeah, so I think I'm pretty new at it. I think I have like 13 episodes. I just interviewed.
Wow, we're almost exactly the same age.
Oh,
I think we're at 10 or 11.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
so we're brand new. Yeah. So okay.
It's good. I love the process. So at first I was doing like Fatherpreneur hot seats, I would call it, and I would just interview people on Zoom, right? And I call it a Zoomcast.
Yeah.
So the fathers either I was coaching, or fathers that own businesses. Like, hey, I want to learn more about them. So I developed these 10 questions. I would ask them like rapid fire questions, right?
Okay.
And they would answer as quickly as possible. Then I was like, this is great, but I need a longer framework. It's kind of like you were saying before.
Yeah.
You only get a small amount of time, but it's all surface. We want to dive deeper. So having the podcast allows me to do that and to really get into the mind, the soul, and the mission of the Fatherpreneur.
Well, I feel like, and again, you know me now, you've met me. I feel like people listen to podcasts and they connect with people's stories. There are people that are gonna identify with you, right? They were basketball players. They lost their dad at 24. All that kind of stuff, right? Yeah. There are things that you're doing, and from your story, they're going to connect with you and get inspired. I guarantee it. So that's one of the reasons why we do what we do. And if you can get to and I just want to encourage you, if you can get to a point to where you go deeper with these dads, right? There are going to be people out there that are going to connect with their story. There are going to be people out there that are going to connect with the experiences they've had, that kind of thing. Yeah. I truly believe that. That's why we're doing this. That's why we're sitting here. I know for a fact, and I've talked to a lot of people over the years, that they heard an interview that I did on radio. They heard somebody's story. They read a book. They listened to a book on tape, whatever. There's just something about somebody's life that is somewhat similar to theirs. I shared with you Alan Nevin and Sergey Brin, right? Yeah. It's people connect in different ways, right? and it's amazing how tiny this world is. It's absolutely amazing. So I'd like to encourage you to get as deep as you possibly can, right? So, so you're 13 episodes in.
Yeah.
Congratulations, by the way. That's awesome, dude.
Thank you.
That's awesome. So, so where do you want the podcast to go? In other words, are you trying to? So I understand the Million Father thing, right?
Yeah.
Is that the goal of the podcast? Is to enroll 1 million fathers?
No, the goal for the podcast, it doesn't matter if there's 1 or 1 million people who listen to it, is to bring the hero back into the family and really highlight the father that I'm interviewing. I just love the idea of like, okay, I look at these sports stars as idols.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, I want that same kind of feeling for the father
Mm-hmm.
that I'm interviewing, because it's the most important role that we'll ever have in our life. I truly believe that. And so that's the main focus, is to extract as much wisdom and knowledge that they possibly as they have into this 45 minutes to an hour. And then, like you were saying, there's stories where the power is, and it's going to resonate with other people. That's exactly what I want. If it can connect with one other father, right? That's the most important part of the podcast.
You'll change somebody's life, dude.
And that's what happened to me,
Yeah.
right? It's happened to me. And so that's exactly what I want for other fathers, because all the fathers that I'm connecting with, coaching, whatever, who are interviewed on the podcast are so amazing. Sometimes they just don't take the time to actually recognize that.
Yeah.
And you listen to them and you're like, my goodness, right? This
Yeah.
is like gold, like how far you've come, or what you've accomplished, or not even that, just how real and vulnerable you're being right now is what's going to be the catalyst for other people.
Yeah.
And that's where the power is for me, just like you were saying.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
People's stories are so powerful. We act like it's reserved just to be told in movies and everything, but everybody is like a walking, talking, brilliant piece of energy. And it's like when we allow them and experience it, that's exactly where we find the power in ourselves.
Yeah, they're God's miracle, dude.
Exactly.
They really are.
Yeah.
And you know, I was sharing this with my children the other day, actually. We had an opportunity that we don't, because they're older, you know, they're 23, 24, we don't have an opportunity to spend time with them, all of us together, right? Well, the 4 of us happened to be together the other day, and we were sitting at dinner in Half Moon Bay, believe it or not, at one of our favorite places, Sam's Chowder House. If you ever get a chance, you got to go. It's amazing. So we're sitting there having dinner, and I just told the kids, I said, you know, everybody on this planet wants to tell their story. Everybody on this planet wants to tell you what's going on with them. You just have to give them permission. Okay? And oftentimes it's as simple as sitting down with them and going, so what's the latest? What's happening with you? What's up? And then you just kind of shut up and let them talk, right? It's literally like that, you know? And the kids were just sitting there looking at me like, where's this coming from, you know? But it's to me as a dad, I'm never stopping the educational process, right? I'm never stopping, this is what life is about. This is what you're going to encounter. This is, you know what I mean? This is how you tackle whatever, you know? And every once in a while, my son will call me and say, Dad, this just happened. What do I do, right? The other day he called me and he said, this just happened, and I knew exactly what to do. How amazing is that?
That's,
You know, I was able to arm him with enough in the way of wisdom for him to be able to handle it. So that's what a father does, okay? That's what a father does. And it's a big, big deal what you're doing, man. I could not be more proud of you.
Oh, thanks, man. Thank you so
I'm
much.
super excited for you.
Oh, thank you, man.
So is there anything else you'd like to talk about?
You know what? It's, again, I think just having the courage wherever you're at, if you're a father, to step outside yourself and look at yourself as the greatest leader your kids will ever have and ever know. And to really bring yourself up that way and start treating yourself mind, body, spirit. Treat yourself like you're their guide, right?
Yeah.
You're their hero. and they're going to follow you. They're constantly watching you.
They are. And they're listening.
And they're listening.
You know, they're sponges. How old are your kids?
So we have a newborn.
Hey, congratulations.
Allie Rose is 20 days.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So I'm like right cross-eyed right now. Thank you so much. Carter's 10 and Noah's 12.
Oh.
Right, so 2 boys and a girl. We got a girl. Allie Rose.
What a beautiful name.
She's so beautiful. Just like that whole experience again, because it's been 10 years since I even held a baby, right? And now I'm holding her all the time and everything, and going through the whole process again. So I feel like re-energized, right? Like, okay,
feel that way.
And it's just like, man, I just gotta continue to connect with what's going on in here, so I'm able to support what's going on out here. So if
somebody's interested in coaching with you, how do they get a hold of you?
Yeah, so all the social media platforms and the Heroic Father, but also heroicleadershipllc.com is my website.
So heroicleadershipllc.com.
Yeah.
Okay. And the Fatherpreneur Game.
The Fatherpreneur Game podcast.
Podcast, right?
Yeah.
So Fatherpreneur Game. Okay.
Yeah, and then all that good stuff. I'm sure if you just do even one of them, it'll connect you to all of them.
Okay.
But yes, the biggest thing is that you are the one challenge. I think it's to really start promoting it these next coming weeks to get it out there. And I encourage you, I invite you to join me in that. It's a beautiful experience to build meaning and to really just step up and arm yourself with this role of fatherpreneurhood.
1 million fathers.
I'm doing it because, man, you have to, right? It's a constant quest, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you so much for having me,
you.
man. Thank you very much.
You're awesome. We hope you enjoyed another episode of the Mike Litton Experience. If you did, do us a favor, smash that subscribe button, tell your friends, family, and coworkers about our program, and wherever you get your podcasts, please leave us a rating. It helps us to connect with quality people just like you.
And that's a wrap. Another episode of the Mike Litton Experience in the books. Reach out to Mike on Instagram at Litton Realty. Want to meet with Mike? Check out calendly.com/Rio760.